Suwannee. Guys, check out this bridge that I'm about to go over. Yeah, I'm in St. Petersburg. This is so pretty. I think I've seen this like in videos and pictures and stuff, but I've never seen it in person. Look at this. How cool this friggin' bridge is. Alright. Views must be spectacular from the top. Wow. You can't appreciate it at one. This is one. Like it's not, this is what it really looks like for me. Like I'm looking at through the windshield. Well, you can't really see. No, you can't really appreciate the ocean all that much. The ocean view. Yeah, you can't appreciate it all that much, but I promise you it's pretty. It's pretty. Look at this. Oh, I feel my ears popping. Woohoo! Yeah, we are up here. We are high. It's so beautiful. This is why I love road trips, guys. We're about to come down. This is why I love road trips. The things that you see along the way. You gotta check out this coming down. This is the view coming down. The water, you can't appreciate it on the camera as much, but the water is beautiful looking. So I'm heading over
In about
to
10 miles, keep left toward Tampa.
So I'm heading over to Suwannee. It's a private campground. There is a Suwannee River State Park, but I think it was closed or something, or the river was, I don't remember what it was that I didn't book there. I booked a private one. And obviously state parks are cheaper than a private. But this has my own sewage hookup as well. So it's, water, electric, and sewage. A lot of state parks don't have the sewage part for every campsite. They have one for the whole campground. So as people are exiting or entering, you have to wait your turn if there's other RVs there. Like I was saying earlier when I was on my hike over at Korshan. But I've been on the road already for about 2 hours, I want to say. I stopped at a Shell to get more gas. I filled up yesterday because when I was given the RV, it only had a quarter of a tank, and I have to return it with a quarter of a tank. So I filled it up at the local gas station by my house. And just now, today, it was already down to a quarter of a tank. So I had driven, I can't tell you how many miles, I can't remember. It was 2 hours, maybe 150 miles. This time, it's a lot longer. It's closer to like 300 miles, 200 something miles. And it's 4.5 hours, but I also had to stop for gas. But since I was in my RV anyway, while I was filling up, I just went back there from the front seat. I didn't even have to go around and go through the entrance. No, just got dark, I'm gonna say around 6. Like by 5:45, it was starting to get a little too dark. So I am so glad that I didn't have a tent set up. It was very easy. I backed in to my site, made sure that I was lined up with the water and the electricity outlet post thingamajig panel, electrical panel, and I plugged in my electricity, plugged in my city water, and I was good to go. That's it. But went inside, I had time to take out my little straw rug, my little camping chair, as you guys saw. So I'm gonna hopefully be able to do the same today when I arrive, and it's gonna be a little bit more of a long-term setup because I'm gonna be here for 3 days. So I can relax a little bit, you know. I don't have to worry about, I gotta pick everything up tomorrow, which is usually how all my camping trips are. So they're like short weekend camping trips. By the way, I don't know if you can tell how loud it is in here. This is just street noise. Like, I'm so used to driving a Mazda, which is known to be an extremely, well, now the street noise went down a little because this is a smoother, newer road, but Mazdas are known to be very quiet. They have a humongous muffler that muffles out a lot of the exhaust noise, and then there's a lot of good, you know, padding and cushioning between the doors and things where you don't hear hardly any street noise. And I'm so used to that this is like, oh my God, is there something wrong? Is there something open? Like, it's just the way it is. Super loud. So I'm glad that I'm having this experience. I get to see what it's like. Driving these things is a little different. They feel like they wibble wobble a lot more easier. Hang on, let me make sure I'm not missing my exit. All right, we're good. In about 4 miles, I just got to stick to the left to get off to the exit that says Tampa. But when there's a gust of wind, and particularly if a larger vehicle like a semi, you know, or another RV passes you at a faster speed, you know, you got to think of aerodynamics. These big square box-like vehicles are pushing the wind from their front off to the side, and so it hits you, and then you feel it, and so you spend a lot of time almost like white knuckling your steering wheel as compared to driving, you know, I guess obviously the smaller your car, a little teeny sports car is a lot easier handling than something big and bulky like this. You gotta like handle it, you know, more. Your hands are just constantly like on the steering wheel going right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. So I don't know what it would be like to tow something with my Mazda, but I love the way my Mazda drives, and to think for like future purposes, the day that I can do travel work, what would I live in? Would I get something like this? And what would I do with my Mazda? You know, it's going to be paid off in 4 years. So, and I'm hoping to do travel work in 5 to 6 years. So if I get, you know, the Rove Light 14 FD, which is the one that I want, I can tow that with my Mazda because of its weight. Its dry weight is well under what my tow capacity is. And what I would fill it with wouldn't be a heck of a lot of stuff, really. And I think I could do that. I just would have to learn. I mean, I know the physics mentally of what towing something, how it is. I've just never physically done it. Just like I knew what driving a truck or something like this was going to be like. I just didn't physically have experience doing it. But I understand how you have to turn and how you have to be careful with corners at the end. And I get it.
In 2 miles, keep left toward Tampa.
And then when you reverse with a tow vehicle that's on by a hitch, you know, you got to reverse the opposite way. It's logistically, it just makes sense, you know. But I would have to mount a tow hitch onto my vehicle, which would add more weight as well. But I think I'd rather have my car that I can pull my little home with and then park my little home somewhere.
Stay in the right 3 lanes.
Okay, gotcha. And just park it, you know, at a long-term sort of campsite facility place, pay the fee, and then just use my car to go to work. Because how am I going to go to work if my car is my home? Am I going to take it with me every single day? So yeah, it just wouldn't make sense to drive to work in this every day, or the other options would be to Uber every day, or to you know, have a bike or an e-bike or a scooter or a tow vehicle. Though some people tow smaller vehicles behind this. I feel like that's just a hell of a lot more work, you know? And something like this has a motor, so if something goes wrong with the motor, there goes your home. Whereas if there's something wrong with my car's motor, I can just take the car somewhere and rent a car, and I still have a home. So for the longest, I thought that this would be what I would want. And while this is a lot of fun and it's very convenient, you know, when you're stopped at gas stations or whatever, to just hop in the back and go to the bathroom instead of having to use the public bathroom, it's still not worth all the other headache that you might run into, considering that your motor is attached to your home, aka motorhome. Whereas if I just tow a trailer, you know, I still have my car, and then my trailer is my home. And I would intend to stay in safe places. Some people like the idea of the safety that you can just hop in your seat and go. You don't have to step outside. Whereas if I have to, you know, connect my trailer back to my car, I gotta go outside and like lower the jack and take off, you know, the leveling jacks and, you know, back up into it. It's a lot of work to like hitch on and hitch off. But what risk and danger is there? What safety risk do I have if I'm staying in like a long-term campground facility that people live in, that I have my trailer parked at for 3 months at a time? I'm only gonna hitch in and hitch out when I arrive and when I leave, at the beginning and at the end of the 3 months. I'm using my vehicle for work, for going to the grocery store, for everything else. So, I'm starting to think now that that might be the better idea. So anyway, I'm gonna get back to driving. I gotta pay attention. There's gonna be some exits and stuff coming up, and I'll check in with you guys later. All right, guys, we got some more pretty water views. Let's see if I can zoom in. Well, a little bit. There's a cityscape over there. Oh. Bumpy road. This is central Florida on the west coast. Like, I'm still in like lower central Florida. I gotta go to a little bit more of the lower northern part of Florida, just before the Panhandle, where the Swanee River is. But this is so nice. I mean, I realized I don't hate Florida, I just hate Miami. Miami's a whole other animal. I mean, yeah, there's still some jerky drivers around here that I've experienced, but I guess you're going to experience that everywhere. But nothing like Miami. Nothing at all. Okay, so I was looking at my map, and where we currently are is the old Tampa Bay. So basically we're in Tampa. This is the Tampa Bay. Guys, we're getting close. About 23 minutes to arrival, and the scene just looks so different here. Take a look. Just look at this. Look at these trees. We don't have these trees in Miami. We just don't. It's just a totally different feel up here. We're in an area called Chiefland. We just passed an area called Otter Creek. So we're entering. To the right of me is the lower Swanee Wildlife Reserve, and there is the Swanee River along that side. It's just still very far out. Yeah, look, there's the sign, Chiefland. So we're about 18, between 15 and 18 miles from getting to the campground. The sun is already getting there about that time of day, you know, where it's gonna be setting soon. I've been craving something sweet for a while, and I brought like cookie and peanut butter protein bars, Cliff Bars, which usually help satisfy my sweet tooth and give me a boost of protein at the same time. So I tend to reach for one of those when I'm craving something sweet. But I didn't put it in my little bag that's next to me here. I have a little bag next to me in the passenger seat that I normally fill with my treats and snacks and things while I'm driving. I should have got it when I was at the gas station, but I had my sandwich, like I said earlier. I got another thing of water because my water had run out. And my butt hurts. My booty is hurting from sitting in the seat for so many hours. And I want to get there already. This campsite has your own private personal sewage hookup. So that's great. I don't need to get in line. I know because I called and they didn't answer, but they called me back while I was driving and they confirmed that for me. So I have my own water, my own electricity, and my own sewer. So I can just plug myself in and just leave the what do you call them? The tanks open the whole time so that nothing ever gets full. It just drains constantly, like if you were in a house. And I don't know what I'm gonna make for dinner tonight. I'm thinking I can make either burgers because I have 4 burger patties, or I can make like panini pressed sandwiches. Yesterday I was in a hurry, I was starving, and I made 2 just regular cold sandwiches, and one was for dinner and the other one I ate today on the road. So, and I also had my cup of noodles. So what I have left is I still have 8 brioche burger buns. I have enough cold cuts to make at least 2 or 3 more burgers, sandwiches, I would say, and I have 4 burger patties. So between all that, the fact that I don't really eat breakfast, but I still brought 3 oatmeal packets, I have fruit bars, protein bars, and I have my coffee for the mornings. That's really all I have. And I brought a protein shake. I think I should have enough food for the next 4 days. Today is Saturday, and I drive back home very early in the morning on Wednesday. We're talking like 4 a.m. I gotta be up and getting ready to leave no later than 5. Because I gotta return this by 11, and it's like a 6-hour drive. In fact,
In about 10 miles, take a sharp left turn onto Southeast Highway 317.
I'm considering looking up on the Florida State Parks website if there is another state park that is a little more south than the one that I have reserved. I have Manatee Springs reserved for the 3rd. It's just for one night from the 3rd to the 4th. Just because I wanted to see a little bit more variety since I was going to be up here so many days. I didn't want to just stay in the same campground for the whole duration of the time. Look, there's Manatee Springs at the next left. But it's too close to this park. Like, it's only 30 minutes south. And that's not going to shorten my drive, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't want to be having to haul ass and hurry up, with such limited time to return the RV. So if I reserve a park that's a little more south and just drive like maybe 2-3 hours, it'll make my last day better because I wouldn't have to wake up so early to make such a long drive all in one day. Like, to drive up here, I broke it up in 2 days by staying at the Coruscant Park for one night. So I drove to Coruscant, it was 2 hours with a stop, 2.5. And then I drove up to this one, 4.5 hours with a stop. It's taken me 5. So then to drive back home, if my next park is so close to this one, it's gonna be 6 hours and change straight. It's crazy. So I think I need to change it. It's starting to look like a regular town around here now. There's a Winn-Dixie, Subway, Metro PCS, CVS, Walmart, Dunkin' Donuts. It's just, we're in some small town here. But I'm about 10 miles away. 10 miles or 10 minutes? I think 10 miles. There's the regular shopping centers and stuff, Nothing too interesting or charismatic here, but there we go. Now we're in focus. Baskin Robbins. Wow, I haven't seen one of those in ages. My God. We used to have one by my house, but it closed down, and I thought that completely went out of business. I guess not. Anywho, so I'm just gonna focus on the rest of my drive, getting antsy. I'm probably gonna just hurry up and hook up. I know I didn't get any footage of me hooking up last time. I didn't bring a tripod, so it's very hard for me. I don't know where I'll prop it up, but I'll try to get footage of me hooking everything up. but the gentleman here that is one of the owners, I guess, I don't know, is gonna guide me. There he is. This feels funny because I go inside and the lady's like, so you guys are over here and you're gonna do this, and when you guys get over there and you guys, and I'm like, okay, yeah, thanks. And I'm like, it's just, she's like, any questions? I'm like, no, not really. And I told her, it's just me. What's happening here? And she's like, okay. So there's no you guys, it's just me, literally. Hang on. So it is really cold out there, but I know when I do all these dirty jobs, it's gonna get hot. So let's get to it. I need to pick up my hair because if not, it's gonna be a mess. But let me just show you. Neighbors over here with kids, and they were all here on this field playing. And then you see there's a pole right over there. This is mine, W7. That's my electrical panel and my water spigot. And then over there is W8, W9, and then the W8, W9, and then the people W10. And this is it pretty much. So this is the sewer. So here's the thing. Right? They create these things so weird because my sewer hose, the hose is in there, but the connection has to go from there to there. I don't know if the hose is that long, but we're gonna see. And then the city water goes to there. The hose should reach. And then the electricity. I've moved the truck back and forth, the rig, a million times. This is where I'm staying. Let's hope to God that all the connections reach. All right, so this is it. My only concern is that if it's not level, that might make the refrigerator not function well, so we're gonna check on that. Because to me, it just looks like it's kind of like this. Not quite a straight line here. Looks like it's kind of tilting this way. This side of the grass is a little lower, but I had to get very close because my sewer hose, or AKA as they call it, the stinky slinky, is too short. So I had to get really close. And I went ahead and emptied the black tank, and then I emptied the gray tank, and now that they're both open, I had to support the hose somehow. So this piece is what comes off of their sewer access. It's just a piece of PVC pipe with a cover. And then I grabbed some wood from the woods to sort of support it so that it's at least a straight line, because otherwise it's not going to drain very effectively. So that's my main concern. I feel like I need another support for right under there, but we'll see if that works. The water hose, as you can tell, is sufficiently long to reach the water spigot, and so is the power cable. But you see I have this gorgeous view, and it's on the wrong side. Or maybe I'm on the wrong side. Maybe had I parked head in. Oh, the water likes to squirt every once in a while. Look at that. Had I parked head first, my head would have been over there, and my door would have opened to there. I don't know what side is mine. Is it this? Is it this side or is it this side? I don't know. I feel like it's all wrong. Huh. Since this is closer to the front and this is closer to the back, and on the rig, this is closer to the front and this is closer to the back, had I parked head in, my door would open up to this. As opposed to having the door open up to this. I think I'm gonna move it. Okay, now we're in business. Now we're talking. I put it the other way because I didn't see a fire pit on that side. I took this from the one that was right over there. It was inside of that one. That's another fire pit, so why would one be inside of another? This looks like a fire pit to me. Looks awfully burnt, so I'm hoping that's a fire pit. And I put my firewood in there, set up my little table here with these little lamps that are not working right now for some reason. They need more sun. I can eat and drink my hot cocoa out here. And the reason why it makes more sense this way is because that way I get to appreciate the view. It's a little dark right now. It's very cold. It's probably in the 40s right now, but I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. And I have this fire starter stuff and these magical flames to make it colorful. I got 2 of those. I have a whole pack at home, but I brought 2. And let's take a look around. That's my light, by the way, that I bought. It clips onto anything, so I clipped it onto the antenna, and it can change the setting. That's super bright, kind of low, and I guess medium. Let's leave it on medium. And then that's obviously the porch light of the rig. It looks a little bit more level now, and it makes more sense because it's kind of dark. I don't know if you can see, but do you see how this is laid out? How the sewer is on this side, and then the water and the electricity is on this side, and so is on the rig. It makes more sense to put it like this. So since there's not going to be anybody here, at least that's what they told me, no one's going to be next to me. This side here was not very level, but this side is a lot more level, so it just makes more sense. And I still propped up the hose a little bit. It's kind of dark, hard to see, but the valves are open, the water is running, and the electricity's on. I got the fan going on inside. So we are good. We are good to go. So since everything is ready, I'm thinking of starting a fire right quick, but I need to pee first, so let me do that. So I think what I'm gonna do instead of starting the fire first, everything's already set up out there for me to like have a nice time by the fire. It is currently 6 p.m. and it is very dark. I haven't checked the temperature, but it feels very cold, and yet I'm still in a t-shirt and shorts. So I'm fine, but I think I'm gonna make my dinner. I'm not gonna do the burgers right now because I think I would rather, I can grill the burgers on a panini maker. I forgot to bring extension cords. That's what I forgot. Sorry, I do have the fan going. I had the fan on just to get some ventilation in here, but I opened up the kitchen window and I have the front door open. They're just screened. So I normally make my burgers on the panini maker, and I have an electrical outlet right up there that I can connect it to. But if I make them in here, that smoke detector might go off because it makes a lot of smoke. And I had said to myself, don't forget to bring extension cords. I didn't bring an extension cord. Because what I could have done is connected an extension cord to one of the power outlets that are in here. For example, there's one right here by the entrance. This is the front door. There's one right here. Right there. I could have plugged it into that, and the extension cord could have gone outside to where you can see here I have a little chair and a little table, and I could have grilled my burgers outside. But it's getting kind of late, and I do want to make a fire and have my hot cocoa while I'm out by the fire. I have sweatpants that I need to throw on, by the way, because it is cold, and I do have a sweatshirt that I'm just gonna throw on top of what I'm wearing. But I think I'm just gonna grill some sandwiches. in my panini maker. And since they're just sandwiches, they don't take that long to cook. It's not like you're cooking raw beef. It's made with deli meat. It should be rather quick. And I can eat that outside as well. I'm gonna do that. Yeah. So funny story, the panini maker's cord is a lot shorter than the stove. So normally, if I had the stove here, I would connect it, but doesn't quite reach. Let me see if I can invent something here. If I stack one on top of the other, it's still kind of too short. Yeah, it's like hanging on for dear life. I guess I could do that. It's kind of weird, but do you see what I'm doing here? It's hanging on for dear life. It's already getting hot because it heats up. I'm plugging it in, but I'm using this to support it. I guess for now that'll work. Tomorrow, I might just have to cook on the floor so that I can use the outlet that's right by the bathroom. I just don't know how to use this, and I don't want to. So let's get to it. We're wasting time. It is so dark out there. That's the lake, and it is cold. It is in the 50s, and I think I'm gonna skip the fire tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Because tonight it's gonna go down to the 40s, and eventually by 1 or 2, 3 a.m. it'll be in the 30s. I think the lowest is gonna be 34, and the forecast said that it could be in the freezing temperatures. So we may have to turn on our heater today. So let's get started on dinner. I decided to do it. Girl, don't do it. It ain't worth it. Girl, I'm not gonna do it. I was just thinking about it. I did it. So I got the fire going on my little table here and my rug, my little lounge chair. There's a little pond over there, and all the way across on the opposite end of the park is the river, which we'll check out tomorrow. But I'm just gonna sit here and see if this fire takes off. And hopefully it does, and it doesn't just burn out. I think it died out. If it did, I'm just gonna go inside and make dinner. It looks like it's gonna die. Damn it. Come on, don't waste my fire. Oh no. Yeah, it died. You know what? I'll do it tomorrow. I'm hungry anyway. Let's go make dinner.